Border points have become hotspots in the spread of COVID-19. Most often, crowding and lack of keeping social distance is experienced in these places, coupled with lack of the needed wash facilities. Take for instance Kenya-Uganda one-stop border point in Busia.
Kama usaidi za maji, wengine tunanunua maji, wengine wanatoa mtoni. Hata wengine unapata kama jerrycan ya maji pengine 10 bob, pengine unayo 10 bob.
Nimetembea kwa mashule kadhaa, hakuna maji. Kwa masoko siku za kwanza walikuwa wameweka mitungi za maji, lakini kwa sasa hakuna maji kabisa.
Wash interventions at border points are both critical and vital in the fight against the ongoing coronavirus outbreak. Hand washing and general hygiene form the first line non-pharmaceutical measures against COVID-19. It is now more critical than ever to maintain high standards on hygiene at home, marketplace, office, everywhere, by everyone. It's against this backdrop that WaterAid, an international non-governmental organization focused on water, sanitation and hygiene in partnership with East African Community, Kenya Water and Sanitation Civil Society Network and the county government of Busia embarked on improving hygiene services through installation of modern hand-washing facilities at Busia and Malaba border points.
Why did we set up in Busia? Busia is one of the highest traffic in all other border points. See, this facility serves both Uganda and Kenya.
We did the implementation bit of putting up the structure, but we have been funded by WaterAid East Africa. So we started this project in the paperwork in November of last year, of 2020. Then in January, we started the construction and we were done by February of 2021. Ideally, maybe if you look like at the roof, we made it to be a bit translucent. This is simply because we don't want to provide a lot of shade here so that people just come, they do hand washing and then they move. We also have the stances, the smaller ones which can be used by children and maybe people that have maybe some disabilities or they're disabled, because these ones are a bit lower. So somebody with a wheelchair can go in there and use the facility quite comfortably.
This is Malaba one-stop border point that receives and transit hundreds of people every day.
With this facility, we are able to make sure that we maintain the COVID-19 protocols where there is regular hand washing activities for everybody who is coming into this facility.
Hii mradi mpya at least nikiona ninaona inasaidia watu. Tena unajua kuna mama wengine labda for example amebeba mtoto, so at least anaweza tumia mkono moja afungue then anawishe mikono.
We used to have a challenge of hand washing facilities. So this facility has really saved a lot. Like sometimes you would come as you're crossing, you'll find there's no water at the tanks. The tanks can be empty. But this facility has saved a lot. So it is easy to wash your hands and avoid contact, like when you're touching the tap all the time.
Back in Busia, travelers going through this border point have been facing limited access to soap and water to wash their hands, which creates a higher risk of illnesses and diseases spreading, but not anymore.
Hii muradi imetusaidia sana kama sisi wakaji wa hapa, kwa sababu tunachangamana na watu wengi, na katika hiyo hali tunaona idadi ya corona ya watu wa maambukizi imeshuka sasa. Si kama vile awali ilikuwa inapanda inaendelea. Sasa tunaweza kuona mabadiliko kidogo.
And for the truck drivers who have been hit hard by the virus at the border, the hand washing facilities could not have come at a better time.
Mbele ya mradi huu, yani tunakuwa tuna sanitizer, wengine unakuja sanitizer unasahau kwenye gari, tena unaenda kwenye gari lakini maji iko hapa, mtu anaoga mkono, basi inakuwa sawa.
Kulingana na vile naona mpangilio hapa ya kuoga mkono, naona iko mzuri sababu mahali ya kumbobya maji ubobi na mkono, unatumia mguu. sabuni iko, maji iko kwa wingi. Kitambo haikuwa mzuri sababu unaenda unapata unajivungulia tabu, unashika na ile mkono. Mwingine anakuja anafungua na ile mkono bado. Ilikuwa at least sio mzuri sana.
In terms of passenger traffic, we handle around 30,000 passengers per month. We also handle a daily truck traffic of 1,000 trucks per day. We've committed to ensure that we maintain this facility just for our own safe environment. We've also gotten a commitment from the county government that they are going to give us full supply of water, so water will not be a problem to us.
As a county, we will come in. The KRA team will ensure that there is liquid soap for hand washing. Our Department of Health and Sanitation will make sure that there is the general hygiene is observed around the facility. And the Department of Water, through our water service provider company, Buasco, will make sure that there is running water throughout so that we ensure that the facility remains operational and useful to the people.
Healthy people trade better. And so that's the main thing, that we keep people healthy and that they continue working, we improve our economy. That's the outlook.
For WaterAid, the story of improving wash facilities at border points goes beyond Busia border point at Holili border, which is a crossing point between Kenya and Tanzania. WaterAid East Africa has partnered with the East African Community EAC Secretariat and Tanzania Water and Sanitation Network to improve the state of hygiene.
Tumefanya hivi kwa nia tu ya kusaidia sana katika kupunguza maambukizi ambayo yanaweza kuzuiliwa kwa kunawa mikono.
And so is the situation at Vura border.
So in the wake of the pandemic, WHO declared that hygiene guidelines to minimize the spread of COVID-19. So among these is the hand washing practice, proper hygiene and sanitation across the border points, in addition to testing of truck drivers. And I believe this border point sees quite a bit of truck drivers that go through. So without a doubt, the borders within East Africa region play an important role amidst the pandemic, and border routes have been essential for the cross-border trade. On the other hand, they've also been among the causes of transmitting the coronavirus. Aligned to WaterAid's strategic focus is the need to be able to leverage existing work, experience and expand the opportunities in new countries to get closer to the realization of SDG 6, which is clean water and sanitation. And that is why we're here today.
So this project has spread across the East African countries, right from Tanzania, Uganda, and Rwanda, where we are working.
Given that cross-border travel is essential to communities in the Eastern Africa region, the interventions by WaterAid, KEWASNET and East African Community will in no doubt limit the spread of communicable diseases and minimize the disruption of supply chains.
We believe that at the end of this, we will be able to see the difference that we want to see in the world, not just because of COVID-19 that we're contending with, or even with Ebola that we still think is a bit on the radar, but also in terms of being proactive about being sustainable on the change that we want to see as we get towards 2030, where Goal 6 is talking about universal access to wash and other sustainable services around wash.
On our part, as KEWASNET, we remain committed to continuing to support the work around governance, as we have been doing in partnership with the county government of Busia, and we will do this around various aspects, including in support around the issue of hand washing station at the border.